Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We have day 7 wrapped up, and we had some great matches as we concluded round 3 of the French Open. And I have to say, upsets, and more upsets. Before we get into it, though, remember to hit that like button. Do subscribe if you are new, and do leave a rating or review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Okay, let's get into it. So, thank you to everyone that joined us for the live watch along for Zverev versus TFO. It was an entertaining match. Zverev in the end got it done 3-6, 7-6, 6-1, 7-6. TFO will be a little bit disappointed because the two tiebreakers, of course, he wins those and he ends up being the one winning in 4 sets. But Zverev looks like he's starting to find some of the form that took him to the semi-finals last year. Roland Garros, of course, had that really bad injury, and he's been a shadow of the player that he was last year for the last few months, but it looks like he's starting to find his mojo, so that's good. Dimitrov beat Altmaier in straight sets. Of course, Altmaier had that 5-set epic against Sinner, so no surprises there, really. I think he was probably a little bit gassed from that. Cerundolo beat Fritz in 4 sets. Good win for the Argentine. I picked that. Fritz, yes, the higher ranked player, but Cerundolo's forehand on clay is just different gravy, I think, to Fritz's. Rune beat Olivieri in straight sets. Good win for him. And of course, he had a walkover against Monfils in the previous round. He is marching on strong, and we'll see how well he gets on at the tournament. But that bottom half of the draw is so open. Jarry beat Giron in 4 sets. Good win for him, and he will face Casper Ruud in the next round. And Coric lost to Echeverry. Good win for the Argentine. Straight set victory 6-3, 7-6, 6-2. Nishioka beat Sebert Wild. Daniil Medvedev's conqueror in 5 sets. Fantastic win for the Japanese player, and he came back from 2 sets to 1 down to win that as well. Casper Ruud beat Zhang in 4 sets as well. Good win for him. He lost the first set, but then after that came back very well, and interesting to see how far he can go, of course, given that he reached the final of Roland Garros last year. Jabeur beat Danilovic in straight sets on the women's side. Serenko beat Andreescu and beat her 6-1, 6-1, a real thrashing double breadstick. Pretty surprising to say the least after a good win against Azarenka in the first round, but Andreescu, I'm not quite sure whether she's fully figured out her game on clay, in my opinion. Schmidlova beat Day in straight sets, and Pera beat Cochiretto in straights as well. Swiatek double bageled Wang. I mean, incredibly, just incredible. Full stop. 6-love, 6-love. Haddad Mayer beat Alexandrova 5-7, 6-4, 7-5. And Coco Gauff beat Andreeva, the 16-year-old teenager, 6-7, 6-1, 6-1. And a very good tournament for the 16-year-old. But of course, she will now have to have a little bit of a break and come again for the future tournaments. Rybakina unfortunately had to pull out due to illness, so wishing her a very swift recovery. And it's a real shame. Obviously, must have been quite bad, and she ended up conceding to Sorribes Tormo. She was one of the favourites alongside Swiatek and of course Sabalenka. So that's a big miss for the tournament. But hopefully she's back and she will be raring to go for the grass, I'll tell you that. Okay, in terms of matches for tomorrow, actually, before we do matches for tomorrow, let's talk about our player of the day. There's a few, I think there's definitely a few people that can be considered. But I'm actually going to go for Serenko and the way that she dispatched Andreescu 6-1, 6-1. I think that's pretty impressive. And I was impressed with her, so I'm going to go for the Ukrainian. Okay, in terms of the matches for tomorrow, we've got 4 men's matches, we've got 4 women's matches as the 4th round starts. Khachanov, Sonego. I'm going to go with Khachanov to beat Sonego in 4 sets and make his quarter-final at Roland Garros. I've got Djokovic beating Varelas in straight sets. I've got Alcaraz beating Musetti in 5 sets, and Tsitsipas beating Ofner in 4 sets. So it should be a really interesting few matches, in my opinion. I think it's going to be exciting to say the least. We will be covering on the men's side Djokovic versus Varelas and also Alcaraz versus Musetti, so make sure you tune in for both of those. In terms of the women's, we have some great matches on as well. Pavlyuchenkova versus Martins. I've got Pavlyuchenkova beating Mertens, even in 3 sets. Mukova, Avanesian. I've got Mukova beating Avanesian in straight sets. And I've got Kasatkina beating Svitolina in straight sets. I've got Sabalenka beating Stevens in straight sets as well. We will be doing Sabalenka versus Stevens as well. So do keep an eye out for that. As well as the 2 men's matches. So 3 matches in total covered tomorrow. And on top of that, if you haven't done so already, go and check out our review or preview even for Alcaraz versus Musetti. I've done a more in-depth preview for that match. I think it deserved it. So let me know your thoughts on that as well in the comment section for that video. Thank you very much, guys. Stay safe and well. We'll see you on the next video.